there is something seriously wrong with Malayalam cinema. Let me explain. 17 years ago in 2007, India was playing England in the T20 World Cup in South Africa. Yuvraj Singh was batting, and at the end of the 18th over, Andrew Flintoff came and told him something that really pissed him off, and Yuvraj Singh looked like he wanted to take his bat and hit Flintoff, but he doesn't do that. A young, unlucky bowler called Stuart Broad comes to bowl the 19th over, and we all know what happens next.
That's a biggie. The boundary eggs get me in. All of the innings.
And this is what's exactly happening in Malayalam cinema. I don't know who's Flintoff or Stuart Broad in their journey, but it looks like they're making movies with a vengeance. Banger upon banger upon banger. And this week, they dropped 2 more bangers. The first film is Varshangalkku Shesham, a simple, sweet, wholesome, coming-of-age story about friendship that takes place over 50 years, set in 2 different timelines. But what really makes it enjoyable is the world that the film is set in. A lot of you may already know this, but there was a time when South Indian films, most South Indian films, was shot exclusively in Chennai, then called Madras. Which is why you see a lot of young actors like Dulquer Salman, Allu Arjun, Mahesh Babu and Vineet Srinivasan, who directed this film, grew up in Madras, mainly because their fathers struggled here, worked here and made a name for themselves right in this city. And based on all the stories that his father, the legendary actor Srinivasan, told him about his unforgettable early acting days, his struggling days in Madras, specifically this area called Kodambakam, where all the film studios used to be in that time. And all the dreamers trying to get into these studios also used to live there in these lodges. Vineet took all these experiences of his father and his fellow actors like Mukesh and Innocent, combined them with stories of cinema aspirants from Malayalam magazines of that time, and bit by bit, he built this magical world of the Tamil film industry in 70s Madras, where Murali and Venu, 2 young men from small town Kerala, land up to make their dreams come true, and the cost they have to pay to achieve those dreams. Very few directors today have the superpower of manipulating the audience using the power of nostalgia. And Vineet Srinivasan is the master of this. While most other modern filmmakers are struggling to adapt to the current generation's tastes and cutting their films like Instagram reels, Vineet takes the complete opposite direction. He takes you to this whole other world where characters carry tape recorders with them. They sit along with strangers at a tea stall, enjoying music that's playing from the radio in complete silence. These characters bond over their love for books. They go to libraries hunting for books. They sit at the study table patiently enjoying their novel in the light of the nearby kerosene lamp. Vineet then takes these characters and sets them in the film world of Madras, specifically Swami Lodge, based on the memories of director Priyadarshan, who also stayed at such a lodge in his early days, and that's why this entire first half feels so immersive. If anyone from the art department of the film is watching this, and beyond all the nostalgia that makes the film so charming, the music and the score that just flows like water, the attention to detail of even a rope hanging in a tea stall, the references to all the previous generation stars, the way that Vineet takes some of his audience criticism, calling his films cringe and then flipping it completely. And even if it felt like the film was going to dip in the second half because it is set in the current time, Vineet drops a bomb with a character that is going to make audiences in the theaters go absolutely nuts. Nithin Molly, played by Nivin Pauly, who's playing a spoof of himself to such perfection. It's like a slap on the faces of everyone who was asking, what happened to this guy? After Premam that came out in 2015, I have not seen Nivin go out and just enjoy a character so much. Taking all the criticisms, the failures, the body shaming, all that frustration and just channel it into this unforgettable meta character, which takes the film from 80 to 800. As someone who loves movies about movies, my biggest takeaway from the film is that no matter how much cinema or filmmaking evolves from the 70s to the 80s to the 2020s, one thing that doesn't change is the passion for filmmaking. Not in the main stars or the people in front of the camera, but the passion of all the technicians, the assistants, all these people working behind the scenes, running around on set without sleep, without much food, clearing the field, setting up shots, throwing props all around, and just hustling their asses off to create a single frame of movie magic. Just one thing that didn't work for me was the Kalyani Priyadarshan track. I didn't think that was fleshed out very well, but other than that, there's just so much heart, there is so much to love in this trademark Vineet Srinivasan film in a trademark Vineet Srinivasan world. The second film that dropped is of course Aavesham, directed by the man who made made the hugely successful horror comedy Romancham before this, Jittu Madhavan. If I had to say it in one line, this is the most fun I've had at the theatres all year. Very simple, relatable conflict, seniors versus juniors in a college setup. The three guys playing the central characters, Hipzster, Mithun Shankar and Roshan Shanavas. Superb casting. Sushin Shyam's music, which is like shots of adrenaline to the narrative that keeps it moving forward. The frequency of humor is consistent. Special mention to Sajin Gopu as Amban, the hilarious, fiercely loyal and super emotional sidekick to Ranga. Killed it. But all said and done, with all due respect to everyone involved in the film, let's be real and talk about what makes this film really work. Fafa, Fafa, Fafa. If you thought that this man's performance was great in Kumbalagai Nights or Tonti Mudalam Drikshakshiyum, Maichande Pradikaram or Trance or any movie that came before this, you are not ready for what he's done in this film. When the makers claimed in the trailer that they are reintroducing Fafa, they were not kidding. Whether he's walking in slow motion without a single expression, laughing like a maniac, or when his eyes fill up with tears, whether the camera is on him while he's dancing like absolutely no one is watching, or the camera is behind him while he sits alone at a bar and just raises a single hand. Jittu Madhavan creates this fantastic character and gives Fafa a playground to play with. And Fafa not just takes the whole playground, he takes the whole neighborhood, this whole city and the entire kingdom. Like this, he can change your emotions from laughter to fear to sympathy. He proves that you don't have to be big and muscular to embody the spirit of a ruthless gangster. Every single movement, every single walk, every move of his eyebrow, there is just so much charisma, so much swag, so much energy. And it's only at the end that whatever you have watched till now was just a teaser, just a build-up. And when the climax hits, it's a Fafa feast, a Fafa party, a complete one-man show. But credit where it's due. Thank you, Jittu Madhavan, for creating this beast of a character that's easily one of Fahadh Faasil's top 3 career best performances, if not the best. And also for creating one of the best flashback looks for any actor of his caliber, because the man looks